Hello there, Pete. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. You?
What you on with?
I'm just chilling out at home. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Good. Uh, yeah, I'm okay. Just at home, mate. Just chilling out a bit today.
How are you doing with your health, Pete?
Yeah, I went come out of hospital Friday. I had a lot of examinations and tests, and I'm just waiting for the results now. But I had a lot of big, tests of that. But just waiting now. 4 to 6 weeks, I think, Russ.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you all the best with that, Pete.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Hi to everybody.
Yeah. Right, Pete. Before we
Yeah.
start on the weekend's action, what do you
Yeah.
what do you make of the old Eubank Ben carry on, and are they going to have this rematch, which will lead to a trilogy? Let's just get your opinion on that first.
I don't know whether it's going to go through for the simple reason is I think the weight's going to be the big issue here. Is
Yeah.
that they want it at 157 in it or 158 or
Yeah.
and I just can't see Eubanks getting it or absolutely destroy him. And I can see a serious injury if if they let it go on at that weight.
Yeah.
Because look
Did
what
you
happened to him
think,
this
Chris?
time.
Did you think, Pete, that Chris looked weak on the night?
Oh yeah, definitely. His legs were gone after 2 or 3 rounds, weren't they?
Yeah.
That's why
Ah,
he had to stop going backwards and start going forwards to save energy. He
yeah.
had to stand there and hold his ground and have a fight because he had no ring movement. And you got to remember, he was also in an 18-foot ring.
They did everything to take him out in his stride, didn't they, Matchroom?
Oh, yeah, 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 definitely. 100%. Yeah, yeah. But he still got through it.
Yeah, yeah. So do you think that rematch will happen then at a higher weight if it does happen?
I think the bare minimum will be 160. I just can't see one the ball agreeing to anything less in case of any injuries because they will get slaughtered. And two, I just don't know whether Eubanks people will or Chris will agree to anything under 160.
No?
Have to be a lot of money on the table.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. All right then. Moving on. The White Rhino, David Allen against Elmer Ford, Johnny Fisher Jr. What did you make of it all from the first fight to where they're at now?
Well, the first fight, as we know, was very close, as we expected. Whereas Johnny Fisher come out and started fast. I think Dave was just reading him for them first few rounds, and then Dave knew after he obviously caught him in the fifth in the first, he started to take over the second half of the fight. Then Johnny Fisher went away, and I can say this now that Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs made a change that none of us expected, and they made a gamble. They took a gamble, and it never paid off. Yeah, it was a big gamble, and it never paid off because even I watched the fight. There's no way did I think that Johnny Fisher was going to be fighting on the back foot.
Yeah.
You know, he was around when he came out for round five. He must have thought in his head that he was coming out for round 10 because he was that tired. You know.
Do you think that Dave Allen knew that he wouldn't be able to keep that up fighting up back foot for 10 rounds?
He did. He even said he said I wasn't even breathing out of my nose. He said he was. I could see that he was doing too much too soon, and he was dodging on his back foot to get out of the way all the time. Plus, he's trying to throw a jab going backwards, which has got no power in it.
Yeah.
All that's doing is holding off. Not being sorry to Russ, but basically, in my opinion, Johnny Fisher become not a bull. He was the opposite, and he was letting him come forward and be the bull.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you feel that there were no mustard on the shots that they were throwing?
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. There's no power there. Once you're going
Yeah.
backwards,
So
only
Allen wasn't
the
going to respect him then, what when he must have thought, well, God,
no,
where's his power
exactly.
gone?
Yeah, only the elite can go backwards and throw shots that matter. You know, you're talking about the Crawfords, the Canelos. You know, the people who know the game inside out and know how to use the ring, the Usyks. You know, they can throw shots going backwards. But the likes of Johnny Fisher's a raw. You
He
know,
were
let's get it
reach
straight.
when he were throwing his punches going backwards, they were like they call it reaching, don't they, Pete?
Yeah, they call it reaching. Yeah, but then he started. He once his feet started getting tired, he started leaning on the ropes, basically trying to get a breather in. So he was holding on, but he didn't put his hands up and tuck in. He was just like like this and leaving himself open. His hands were down here by his side. You know, it was only a matter of time, really, wasn't it, before he got caught.
Yeah. Do you feel that Mark and Jimmy Tibbs knew that he was a bit raw and they thought, well, we'll just get a few quid out of the job here with this?
No, I don't think that. What I think is, I think they took a gamble and tried to be smart and thought, hold on, we can box Dave Allen here to a 10 round points win. We don't need to get involved in big, heavy shots, taking heavy shots,
Yeah.
because they know that Dave Allen has got that big right hand. But Johnny Fisher, he's not done it before. It's like coming off of an electric scooter and going on to a 750 Honda. You know,
Yeah.
if you've never done it before, you can't do it. You're only used to riding an electric bike. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And he got caught with the right hands all the time, all night long. He was soaking them up.
Yeah.
You know,
It
I
shocked
mean,
me.
I didn't think that Dave Allen was going to win, but when I saw the weigh-in, I definitely didn't think that Dave Allen was going to win. But then when I saw Johnny Fisher fighting on the counter, I'm going, but there's nothing in his punches. He's just moving around, getting tired with nothing in his punches.
Do you think he were inactive set up by round 5 then?
Oh, I thought when he came out for round 5, I mean, apparently he went back to the corner in round 3, end of round 3, and said, I'm fucked. And they said, like, just do what you're doing, keep your hands up, keep tucked in. And that's what they told him. And then he came out around 5, and I think he must have thought that was round 10.
Yeah, where does he go now then, Elmer Fudd?
Well, I think what will happen is they'll drop him down on the undercards of some big bills because he sells tickets. And he'll come out like, they'll drop him right down like they did to Ricky Atkinson.
Yeah.
They'll drop him down the list and he'll come out when the crowd's only half full and, you know, that sort of thing, and build him up again from there.
Yeah.
Because he's a tick. But the minute his ticket sales drop and he ain't, you know, I
He'll
mean,
just be
he's
fed
got,
to Lions, won't
yeah. They've got to get their money back on him, haven't they? You know, what they've put in publications and promoting and that.
he? Yeah.
It's a shame, but he's got 2 or 3 years of hard work in the gym if he wants to go anywhere.
Oh, he's way off the pace, man.
Yeah,
Way
he's
off
got
the
no amateur
pace.
experience at all, has he?
No, but there's a contract signed for a
Mm.
trilogy.
Mm.
They did it before they've signed for the second one. Obviously it was signed for before the second one started. Do you think they'll Matchroom will offer that contract to Allen to fight Fisher in a third one?
Well, I just want to say this about contracts. Unless when you sign a contract, if it's changed today, I'm wrong. But in my day, when you sign a contract, the promoter must give a fighter a date, an opponent, and a date within 3 months of the signed contract.
Yeah.
So Dave Allen can walk away from it, no problem.
Yeah,
That's
but he's
why,
be Eddie now anyway, isn't he? So if Eddie
yeah,
says you're fighting Johnny again, he'll go
yeah, they
fill
can
Johnny
do a
in again.
redo contract. They'd have to redo another one. That contract they got there, if it ain't dated within 3 months of it being signed, it's nil and void.
Yeah. So
They have to
it's
redo
just
contracts.
mm,
All these people, people out there that got to understand that these contracts they're only good for 3 months, and then they can redo it. Yeah, but that one that's actually printed off, and this is an actual date. Why do you think they come out so quick to say, "Oh, we got a date for Ben Eubank rematch"? Because it's got to be done within a 3 months, naming a date.
yeah. Don't mean to say it's going to happen, does it? Ben,
No,
you
exactly.
much.
No, well, anything can happen. Injury. They've only got to say he's not an injury's happened, but they must give the fighter a date and an opponent when you sign a contract. If it's say you do a 5-fight deal with a promoter,
Yeah.
them contracts are only good for 3 months. Once unless they give you a date on that contract.
Yeah. Where does Rhino go from here? I mean, they're talking Paul left at WBA.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a good shot.
Joshua, he's
No,
ranked 18th world now, Rhino, so he's back in mix, isn't he?
what's he ranked?
80.
80. Yeah, well, I think Pulev would be a great opportunity for him to get the interim belt, the WBA. I
Yeah,
think I would take that if I was his manager. That's the fight I would look at.
yeah,
He won't beat Joshua. Joshua hits too hard and too quick for him. Uh, Definitely won't beat Joshua. But it's a money fight. So if Dave's looking for one big payout, then that's the fight, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd
Me
like to see
personally,
Phil Joshua in like me.
yeah, but how I see this fight personally is I see this as Dave still needs to get his weight right. He hasn't got his weight right yet. So therefore, I would have one more fight with him training again, staying in the gym now, and getting his weight back down to another, probably a stone off or something. If he can get that down to another stone off, fight someone like Solomon Dakers or something like that, just to get a 10-round experience. You know what I mean? Someone that's
Yeah.
going to move around, someone like that, and then go for a big fight. But Dave's got to get his weight right to challenge for any kind of title, because
Yeah.
British David Adelaide is a little bit too fast for him and punches just as hard. TK, whatever his name is, I'm not sure his name. He's not a bad boxer. So they're two tough fights. The British titles are not easy to win. But the WBA with Poole, if he's an old man, he's got a good shot now. Great shot.
What about its big freeze in a rematch?
Yeah, that's another one. But I don't think he would beat Freeze because of his boxing skill.
They're talking Dylan White as well, aren't they? The gad this morning for Rhino rematch.
Yeah, but what does that get him? Where does beating Dillian White get him? I mean, all right, might get him up the ranks a bit. But that's an hard fight for me with no reward.
Yeah.
I still think he needs to get his weight right first before he challenges these big boys, in the top 20 and top 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he needs one more fight with his weight getting. And I think you might see Jamie, if Jamie's, which is a good trainer, I think Jamie's a good trainer, Jamie Moore. I think if he's half clued up and he's done a 3-fight deal, it looks to me like he's not looking for a big rushing fight. I think maybe one fight, then a big fight. I think you might find that will come out in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it'd be interesting to see. But do you think Rhino took too much punishment against David Price? That's why he's got a slur.
I'm going to be honest with you, Russ. I didn't see the fight. I'll be
No.
lying if I said I did. Yeah, I didn't see the fight.
Would you like to see Rhino in with Wardley?
I think he'd be a little bit too smart for Wardley. If Wardley didn't catch him, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Dave's a better fighter than people. A lot of people give him credit. It's just
Yeah.
his fitness and his weight. For me, there's the only problems. Skill wise and mentally, he's there.
Yeah.
He's got the equipment and he's got the brain and he's got the calmness and he don't get excited. He's nice and relaxed. He goes in the ring nice and relaxed. You got to remember, Wardley's still only just coming off a white collar into fights that no one's really pushed him, because he can punch. But I think that Dave Allen could be a surprise package for Wardley. That'd be a mistake for Wardley, I think.
Dear.
Yeah.
Did you see Terry's video with me yesterday?
No.
No. Oh, that's a good video.
Is it? I've been to the hospital yesterday to see a good
Oh,
friend of mine who's very ill. Yeah.
all right. Okay. Uh, so we're not going to see Joshua and Dave Allen, are we? Eddie'd not do that to him, would it?
Nah, nah. Unless it's a money fight, but I don't think they. I don't think that would it sell. I don't
Yeah.
know. It would in England. In England, it would. Yeah.
What
But it
did you
ain't.
think? What did you think of Eddie entering the area with Fisher and leaving with Allen? Did a Don King,
Yeah,
didn't
the Don King move. Yeah, yeah. The
he? Like with Joe
Frazier.
Fraser and Foreman.
Yeah,
He turned up in
Foreman. Yeah,
limo with
yeah, yeah.
Fraser.
Yeah, that's right. He turned up in a limousine, didn't he? And then left with. He said to me once, Don King. He said, "I always leave with the champion." He told me that.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah. He told me when I was up his office. He went, "I always leave with the champion." He said, "That's my game." You know.
What did you think to him? What did you think when you were working with Don King? Is he a prick?
I'll be honest with you. I found him okay. I found him okay. I know a lot of people slag him off, but he put the best fights out there. He wanted the best be the best, like a bit like Dana White. He wants the best be the best, and he was willing to pay. But the only trouble is, a lot of the black kids out there over in America, they ain't come from nothing. They ain't got nothing. He used to give it in one hand and take it back in the other. Do you see what I mean?
How
Like
do you mean?
he'd pay them, but Carl King was the manager, so they'd have to give and try and co-trainer. So they've had to pay, take it from Don, and it goes back round to Carl King, back into Don's bank. Do you see what I mean?
Ah, he had it all figured out, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I know how it worked over there. I was out there for long enough. I was out there for I think 18 months, 2 years with them. I used to
Yeah,
train
you
in
were
Fifth
living in
Street Gym.
Miami Beach, weren't you?
Yeah, I trained in Fifth Street, Miami, Fifth Street Gym, Miami, where Muhammad Ali trained. Chris Dundee owned it. Angelo Dundee's brother.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Uh, Fury Joshua, Bricktop's come out, Simon Jordan, the guard, everybody keeps saying it's close, this and that. What do you think, Pete?
It's not close. I'll tell you why for close. It's not close because of the sponsorships that they both got. That's the big knuckle there. That they. It's not just about the fight. Of course, they'll fight each other if the money's right, but it's the timing of who's coming out, all the sponsorships, where they're going to be. It's a big, long process to do. I don't see the fight happening, and I hope it don't, because I don't want to see Fury earn any more money. I think he's robbed the boxing game blind as it is. You know,
Yeah, he's not really delivered on everything he said. I
he ain't
mean,
fought nobody, in my opinion.
he bigs
That
up.
I mean,
He had all them big pay-per-view fights against Chisora and Dylan White and that. And well, where are these? Where are these names on his CV? Throw me a name on his CV apart from Wilder.
he hasn't got one. Wilder's an old basketball player. He's not really a boxer, you know.
Vladimir, what an old man.
Yeah,
Where's other names?
he hasn't got any. He's fought nobody's, and he's been very, very fortunate with social media, get pumping him out, and all over social media, and that's what's built him up to be what he is.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, that's a sin, an absolute sin. I mean, I respect Anthony Joshua more than I do Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I do. I think he's at least. I mean, apart from Martin, who they bought his belt for him, at least he's gone and had a few fights with some people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
Joshua has on it, I suppose.
yeah, if you look at their resumes, you can't compare them, can you? Really? You know?
No, he's got more wins over champions than Fury, but and probably does more tickets, but he's been protected as well, and he let's have
Oh
it.
yeah, they both have. Yeah,
Yeah.
they both, and so will Moses Atuma and all these people. They'll all be protected because
Yeah, but Pete.
that's the heavyweight boxing is their promoters' bread and butter. That's the cream that they've been waiting for all their lives.
Yeah,
Is
but
heavyweight boxing.
I know Pete, but this fight's been talked about since 2011.
Yeah,
It's
that's why I don't see it happening.
2025,
Yeah,
and they're both shot to shit.
yeah. Fury will come back and he'll fight some idiot and win, and then they'll make him number one contender for the belt. You watch, especially the WBC.
You think?
Oh yeah, he'll come back, he'll beat somebody, and he'll be number one ranked.
Well, we're going to see, but why don't he want to fight somebody like Caballel to get back in mix?
Exactly.
Or
Actually,
Wardley?
I was going to say that to you today. Nobody's mentioned Caballero, have they?
No, or Wardley.
All
Nobody mentions
no,
them.
all they talk about is a tumor, and he hasn't proved nothing yet. He ain't fought nobody yet. About he'll knock Usyk out. Usyk would play with a tumor at the moment.
But we're hearing big noises about Bacoli, but what's happened to him last two fights?
With Bacoli, I think now he's lost. I don't think his heart's in it now. Look, how you are away from boxing tells you how you are when you come into boxing. He don't live the life as a boxer. 20 odd stone blowing up like Fury. They come back in the game and their heart's not in it. They give it their all. It's just unfortunately Fury's had an easier ride than say Bacoli. He gets 24 hours notice to go to Saudi, but Fury gets 10 weeks. Do you see what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, there's a difference, isn't there?
Yeah. But it's all the same. They don't live the life away from boxing. Look at Usyk. He don't drink. He don't smoke. He trains. He relaxes. He swims. He does all the right stuff to keep him in shape. He's a credit to the sport, really. You know,
Oh yeah,
Fury's out with the little what's his name? The little boxer that got beat.
the Gascoigne,
Yeah, that's it.
Isaac Lowe.
Isaac Lowe. He's out with him on the piss all the time. Or he's off in a plane to Paris with his wife. Eating in restaurants, just like Conor Ben's doing now, flying all around Europe and Vegas and all that. And New York, eating and drinking and stuff in their faces. They blow up. You've got to live the life. I mean, give Conor Ben his due. He does train hard, but he ain't going to get down to 147 no more. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, do you see Crusher hitting 147 again?
Nah, nah, not me. I said 154 in the last chat we had. I said, I don't see him going below 154. Yeah, he'll go down to 147. It'll kill him if he's going to fight Aney or someone. But Aney will just dance around him. Who would want to see that fight?
I know.
And then he's trying to bring up now the 140 kid. What's his name? The good fighter. What's his name? What's his name? The good fighter at 140. The little black
Paul
boy.
Smith.
Nah, the black boy. They're trying to bring him up now, aren't they? The king of the 140s, they reckon. What's his name?
Ainey.
No, not Aney. He's a champion, world champion at 140. They're trying
Yeah.
to. Who fought in Saudi last time?
Who what?
Who fought in Saudi last time? I forget his name now. Bloody hell. My mind, I've got so much going on. Yeah, anyway, they're trying to bring him up for Connor, you know. I don't
Connor
know
won't
what
be
he's
able to
going to
bank
do.
140, would he?
No, no, bring the kid up from 140 to 147.
Yeah. Is it like
But
Rolly Romero?
no, not him. He couldn't. He won't fight him.
Isaac
No,
Cruz, Alberto Puello. None of them.
no, no, no,
Who
no.
gives a shit anyway? It's a shit division.
Yeah, but I mean, like for instance, 154, where I think Connor should be at, they're all road killers in there, mate.
He get torn apart at
Oh,
154.
they've got some fighters in that 154, mate. Trust me.
We can't just pick and choose and we weight divisions and rehydration causes and glove choice and ring choice. They want it all their own way, don't they?
Yeah, well, they won't be doing that if he's. They won't get away with that at his own weight, will they? If he's fighting,
No.
going back down to fighting boxing, pro boxing. I mean, that was a show last time, wasn't it? That wasn't pro boxing.
Yeah.
That was show. That was a show, a special one-off show. You know,
Yep.
because when you make adjustments like they did and stipulations, that's a show. When you go back down to 154 or 147, you could only come in £2 over if it ain't a title fight. You know, maximum £3, depending if the people allow it. You know, but
Yeah.
he'll be fighting at 149 or 156 unless it's a title fight. Then he has to get down to 154 or 147. So they're road killers in 154 and 147. Who's there to excite anybody apart from the champion? You know, Boots Ennis. You know,
Yeah, I see where you're coming
I
from.
think that Staniotis would be a good fight for Ben because he's quite tough, and Ben ain't in the same class as Ennis. And I think that Staniotis will take Ben a lot longer along the fight. Ben might just nick it on points. That's about it. But I don't think he'll stop Staniotis.
No.
No, that'd be a good fight for Ben Staniotis at 147 if he's going to come back down at 147. That's a fight I'd look at. It'll
Why
give
don't
him
they
a
get
gauge
some?
on.
Why don't you get something going with somebody from UK at that weight?
He won't fight anyone over here. To him, there's no money, no money there. It's only titles, belts. He don't want that. He wants money. He's got a life to lead. He's used to a certain lifestyle now that belts really don't matter to him. Obviously, he wants to achieve a world title if he can get it. But other than that, he'll fight all the gimmick fights if he can.
You reckon?
He's like a, he's like a, a professional misfit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because all these fights are a show. They're not really because they're all adjusted to suit him. They're
Yeah.
not how the governing bodies really are certain. I mean, he wasn't fighting for no IBF title against against Eubanks, but yet he made a stipulation about a £10 weigh-in. That's only done under IBF rules.
Yeah, well, these are let's have a look.
The stipulations are just made to suit him.
Yeah, these are champions that you're on about at 140. Did you say 140 or
Yeah,
147?
140.
Right, well, you've got Gary Russell, Alberto Puella, Richie Hutchins, and Teofimo Lopez. And Ring Magazine's Teofimo Lopez. So they're your champions at 140. At 147, you've got Rolly Romero and Ennis at WBA, Barrios, Jaron Ennis at IBF, Brian Norman Jr. at WBO, and Eric Ennis Ring Magazine. Ben's
Shaka
not going to fight
Stevenson. That's
Ennis.
who I'm thinking of. Shakir Stevenson.
Shaka Stevenson, he's
Yeah,
even
that's who he's trying to
smaller.
get them up to 147.
Shaka Stevenson's a 135. Ben's
Or they're
just
trying to
fought
bring
him
him up to
160
147.
guy.
Yeah, well, they're trying to bring him in at 147.
They're going to get somebody put on slab if they keep doing that.
Yeah, that's what they're looking at.
So that's the light. He's a lightweight, Stevenson. If you'd have said
Oh, I
that,
thought
I'd
he
have
was a
got that straight
140.
away.
I thought he's a 140. I thought no,
Now he's a
135.
135.
Well, they're talking about Shaka Stevenson or Haney next.
He's the WBC champion at
Yeah,
135. Davis is the
Jesus
champion at
Christ.
135 WBA. Lomachenko at IBF. Keyshawn Davis WBO. Ring mag vacant.
Wow.
So, now go on to part two, Pete.
Yeah, okay.
I'll see you on
See you in
part
part
two.
two.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Go on, peace out. We'll see you on part two where we'll be joined by boxing royalty Peter DeFREITAS. Booyaka.